Hello viewers, this is Say-La-Vee and welcome to our All the Mods 9 series, episode 12. Okie dokie, so we are back here in the world everybody, and what have we been working on between episodes? Well, I have increased our power supply up to Niotic, which means that we are producing, you can see the blue border there. We are producing 2,000 FE per tick with each of those, so with including our furnators, we're at 8,800 FE per tick every time we want to create power, so that's nice. We have access to the Beyond, so I'll show you that here in just a second, but the Unobtainium over here, so I went to the end, and I went around and I collected using this right here, the Charm of Unobtainium site. I went around and collected as much unobtainium as I possibly could before I got bored. So we have quite a bit of unobtainium, and we're going to be set for a while. So let's just see. Yeah, we've got 760 unobtainium ore. So it's not very unobtainium. It is quite obtainable. So we have some of that now. We're up to 239 vibranium and still only 86 alldemodium. Now, the reason why our alldemodium is so behind is because it's so much harder to find. I wish that I didn't ore double this vibranium. I didn't do it properly, so we would have a lot more of this if I had done that correctly, but it's okay. We've got quite a bit of it now, and we only need enough to make 4 blocks to actually craft the first seed if we want to start growing it. But if we go over here to our waystones and go to the end tower and look to our left, we've got a teleportation pad that brings you to the Beyond. And the Beyond is a daylight cycle void world that has absolutely nothing other than the teleport pad when you spawn in here. So I have just claimed some chunks and chunk loaded them. And now we have this area that we can do some farming in. Right now we have set up a skeleton spawner. And I'll just sit here. And we did make a vibranium sword that I made mythical. So those are the stats on that. If you also want to see real quick, we'll kill these skeletons so they don't bother us. We'll go up here. I'll show you what we did to our armor. So if you want to just pause the video and take a peek at these armor modifiers, this is what we are currently working with. So definitely pretty good armor. We also have a socket on our shield now with 10% max health. So if we go ahead and put that in our offhand and then scroll down here to maximum health, you can see that we are at a maximum health of 102.85. So while holding our shield, we have 102 health. Without it, we have a little bit less than that, but not much. This vibranium sword that we've got is very good. Not only does it inflict weakness on our opponents, we have sharpness 5 on it, and lifesteal. So while we're doing 31.25 damage, there's also a chance that Vorpal will activate, which will do a massive damage, a massive hit worth of damage in a single moment. So I tested it on the Warden, and I actually 3-shot the Warden in one fight because I was so lucky with the activation. Now that is a cracked gem, so that is horrible. So let's go ahead and turn that into gem dust. We also went ahead and made the augmentation table and the gem cutting table off camera. So basically what you do here is you input an item, and then you can select in a drop-down all of the things that it has, and it can show you over there on the left what each one of these does. So Spelunkers means that we get speed every time we break a block with a 30-second cooldown. So if we didn't want that, per se, we could click on it, and then using runes of or sigils of enhancement, you can re-roll these, and it will show you over on the side what rerolls you have access to based off like what it could have chosen in the first place. So we've got our vibranium pickaxe here. I went ahead and rerolled the affixes on this, so now it's got speed 2 and netherite against everything. So we can mine, say we mine this really quick. Well, we also mine the dirt really quick because it considers it as a netherite shovel. So we basically have an all-in-one tool here with that. I also went ahead and upgraded our pickaxe to be epic, and that is doing the same thing. It's considered a diamond tool against all blocks, so building with this has been very nice because I can break wood just as quickly as I can break stone. So yeah, that is what we are looking at right now for gear. So we are definitely kitted a lot better than we were. But what would we like to do this episode? Well, if we go over here to the board and take a peek, this is what I would like to do right now. So first we need to look into moving source around, because that way we can source from this wall that we have over here. Or actually, you know what? We could just move this entire wall over closer to this setup, and then we would have to worry about, you know, moving it all the time, or moving it every time. So let's just do that real quick. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll place those down. Now, what do we want to do with this source, you may ask? Well, this skeleton spawner that's in the Beyond, I would like to set up a skeleton farm that is quick and useful in the terms of being able to produce bones, and then we're going to auto-craft those bones into bone meal, and then we are going to send that bone meal into modular routers, and then those modular routers are going to activate and click bone meal onto some botany pots, and that is how we are going to farm our resources. I did this in All the Mods 6, only I set it up for wheat, and I used the wheat to grow power in the form of biofuel, and then I turned that biofuel into power using mechanism. So this biogenerator right here. This produces quite a bit of FE, but with power in this mod pack, and how we dove into that first, we definitely don't need to jump into power using mechanism at the moment. This is quite enough for what we're doing. If we take a look at our system here, if we look at the flux plug and look at network statistics, right there we peaked at 43 FE per tick. So, you know, average is 4850 FE per tick, and that is nowhere near 8,800. So we're definitely fine for now. We've also got, I think we did this last episode, but we've got Fortune 4 on our pickaxe now, so pretty much always get more than you're supposed to out of this Certus quartz now. So we're up to 390, in case you were wondering. So, enough of the tangent. Let's get back to what we were doing. I would like to turn that skeleton spawner into a skeleton farm. However, in order to do that more effectively, we need some unobtainium ingots, because if we look at the uses for this and then go to spawner modification, this is how you reduce the maximum spawn delay. So it's a good thing that we have unobtainium in bulk, because we're going to use quite a bit of it on our mob farms. So let's go ahead and go back over here and remove. If we hold control, we can see that it's going down. So it's going to take quite a bit of unobtainium to do this, probably half a stack, I would assume. Yeah, that's down to 480, and it can keep going. So let's just see if we can put a whole stack of unobtainium in this. Okay, so a whole stack of unobtainium still isn't maxed out. I think we broke it because the minimum spawn delay is 200 and the maximum is 160. So we need all the modium to reduce the other version, or the other counter there. We go to our all the modium. We hit uses on this and go to spawner modification. This is the minimum spawn delay. So we go back to the end tower, back to the beyond. We need to get a waystone here desperately. But let's go ahead and hold control, reduce this down to 160. So that means that every 8 seconds, because 20 ticks is a second in Minecraft, in case you didn't know, every 8 seconds we are going to spawn some skeletons. We want to throw away this bow. So if we go back here, that was the wrong tower. We go back here into the beyond. Oh, some of them followed us out earlier. We can stand here and watch this thing work. This will just bring everything to us at the moment. So no, it's not perfect. It could be a lot quicker. But what we are going to use is a mob grinder or a mob masher for mob grinding utils. And the other thing that we need, not the other thing, but the biggest thing that we're going to need this R's setup for is to craft fortune books. So if we go ahead and search fortune, nope, not fortune, sorry, looting. If we search the looting book and go here to looting 1, you can craft this using source gem blocks, emeralds, and earth essence. You can also craft it using the enchanter and skeleton skulls, which I did complete. I did collect a bunch of skeleton skulls. So we could see about trying to make this. We just need dark steel, which means that we need a primitive alloy smelter. So let's go ahead and see if we can't dive into that real quick. Go here, go here, go here. We'll bookmark that, bookmark the dark steel. We will bookmark the primitive alloy smelter. So how do you craft this? We need grains of infinity and deep slate. Now, grains of infinity come from burning the bedrock with a flint and steel, which we should have a flint and steel here. So let's go down to bedrock real quick. See if we cannot get some grains of infinity. And then I will bring you back when we're ready to craft this alloy smelter. Let's go ahead and grab the primitive alloy smelter. Let's go ahead and go to our machines over here and place this down. Where do we want to put it? Let's put it over here for now, because that's going to actually use coal to cook. It does not take power because it is primitive. So we need, in order to make dark steel ingots, coal, dust, iron, and obsidian. So how do we get coal dust? We can do the sag mill, which we don't have. We can do the squeezer, which we don't have, but we can probably craft relatively easy. Yes. So let's do that. Let's get a piece of coal here. Oh, I grabbed a stack for the... We need a button or a lever or something. So let's just grab some planks here. Make a wooden button, because you need a redstone signal to deactivate the squeezer. Put some coal in there. Jump on top of this. That is going to crush it into coal dust. And I believe we need to do that 4 times. So we click the button to reset it. Put in another piece of coal. And jump on it. Alright, so while we are waiting for that dark steel to cook, because I did finish everything there, let's go ahead and research the enchanter. The enchanter should be around here somewhere, right there. Let's go ahead and clear that out. So now we need to make the masher. And these are the upgrades that we're going to be creating. So let's go ahead and make... We need to make some iron swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the spikes, and then 2 extra. So let's go ahead and do this. No, stop fumbling an awful lot here. Let's do that. Let's actually use the damaged swords that we have in the system. Boom, we can go ahead and do that. Now we have ourselves a mob masher. We are going to need a lever to activate said masher. So we're going to need that and that. And now we should be able to collect our 4 dark steel. Let's come over here. Let's go ahead and craft ourselves an enchanter. Boom. Oh, we already had dark steel in the system. That's funny. So we'll put the enchanter down over here next to the anvil. So now in order to use the enchanter, you need books and quills. So let's go here to uses, click on this, grab ourselves a book and quill. We're going to want probably 10, so we can craft as many looting upgrades as we possibly can. We've got 10 of those now, so we need the skulls, which we've got 14 because I did spend some time grinding out some skeletons off camera using that skeleton spawner. And then we also need lapis. So we've got a bunch of lapis over here, so let's go ahead and grab some of that. We need levels in order to do this. Let's take all of our levels out of here. And let's go ahead and do this. So that's going to be looting 3. So we only want looting 1. Looting 1. Just like that. I'm just scrolling these items in here using the mouse tweaks mod. Let's go ahead and finish this off. Last one. Boom. All right, we've got looting 1 now. We got dark steel ingots, which we had 4, and we didn't even use them, so that means we had enough in the system, and I didn't even bother to look. Now, we go to the looting upgrade. We need an iron sword. Put that in the system, and... Oh, that is not... Okay. So we actually need 2 of these. I thought that I only saw that we needed 1. Boom. Let's go ahead and do that. So now we have a mob masher. Oh, that's sharpness. I meant looting. We need blue dye. Let's go ahead and grab a stack of this. Let's go ahead and look at uses for this. Blue dye right there. We are going to do that and balance the stack. Going to craft up as much blue dye as we possibly can. Put that dye essence away. Go ahead and do that. And boom. We can now craft our looting upgrades. I think that used the looting book out of our system on accident. Yeah, it definitely used the looting book out of our system. Hopefully it wasn't a very big one. I didn't even bother check. So if we go here and go to pound looting, all we have in the system is looting 1. So yeah, if we were holding on to anything for any given reason, let's go to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's craft one of those. Let's craft another one of those. So now we've got sharpness 3 and looting 10. So let's go ahead and go back to the end tower. Look to the left. Go back over here. Going to place down the mob masher. Right click. Place in the upgrades. And then down over here we are going to place our lever and activate it. And now this should kill skeletons in one shot. And we already have 22 bones from killing 3. We're up to 30 bones. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to collect a massive drawer of bones. Or we're going to vacuum collect the items, and then we're going to save a drawer of bones and a drawer of rib bones, because rib bones can be turned into bones. And we're also going to keep this inferium essence. So if we go back here, and we go back home, we can go here, dump all of our loot away. We can throw away these bows. So now we need a drawer, which we've got 34 of, so let's get 3 of those. We are going to get the... Go ahead and get rid of that. We're going to make ourselves a vacuum hopper. The absorption hopper, that's what it's called. Which we already have the Eye of Ender, so we just need to craft a hopper. Let's grab one of those. And now we should be able to go back to the end. Go back to the beyond. Place down our absorption hopper. Show area. This is a large area, so let's go... We need to go west. That direction, and that is going to only pick up items inside there. Now we need to do down is items, north is items, and south is items. and then we will do up as fluids. We can grab in here, I already prepared an ender tank for this. So we can go like this and place down our ender tank. That is going to pump experience into the ender system, which is going to go into our crystal back at the house. Now, all we need to do is set up these 3 drawers. So if we do this, this, and this, and we do bones, we do rib bones, and we do essence. Go ahead and break these. You can place these just like so. And there we go. So now we can still see in here when we want to, but these are our items. Now what we need to do is we need to either set up a modular router to distribute these out and into the router and then into a crafter. Or let's go ahead and throw these items in here. This is going to collect this stuff. So what are we going to do about the items that we're not keeping? What we should probably do is we should output into a pipe, and then at the end of the pipe put a trash can. That's probably what we should do. Let's go ahead and break these. I'm going to go grab a trash can and a pipe. South, none. North, none. Down. Let's go ahead and grab some item pipes. Then we can place these here. And then at the end of this, we are going to place a trash can. All right, so now that we are back here in the Beyond with a bunch of items to help us craft what we are going to be doing here, we've got a modular router and a crafter set up. So the crafter is going to have a couple of recipes in it. So in order to start this, let's grab the distributor module, shift right click the 3 inventories that we are going to distribute from. Going to input that in here, and then you need a keybind to activate this. So I have mine set to C because of the update of the mod. We're going to transfer into the router. And then up here, we're going to put 9 stack upgrades or speed upgrades because that's the highest that you can do. And then the sender module, we need 1 sender module set to activate that one. And we're going to send over into this crafter. Inferium Essence is going to craft into Inferium blocks. So let's go ahead and grab our flux point here. Right there. I don't know why I couldn't find that. Do that. Go ahead and set this to main and set it to Beyond Crafter. I have started naming all of our points, so if we go ahead and click on this and do network connections, all these are going to have a name connected to them, so we know what each of them in place in our world is doing. So now that this has power, we are going to craft Inferium blocks using Inferium Essence. We are going to go here to a new recipe, craft rib bones into bones with internal. So that's going to turn all these rib bones into bones. And now we need this to turn bones into bone meal with external because it's going to be in the output. Now what we need to do is we need to output from here into the modular routers, or we're actually probably going to want to put them into a drawer and then set up some botany pots around here that have some mystical seeds in them. So let me go ahead and grab some mystical seeds that we are going to want to grow a lot of. Maybe we'll even create some new ones just for this purpose. Let's grab ourselves a drawer. If I could spell. Grab a drawer. And if we go to upgrade, we should have a netherite upgrade in here. I don't think that we are ever going to have that much bone meal, considering that we're going to be consuming it quite quickly. But for now, let's go ahead and do modular router and drawer with the netherite upgrade. Let's grab 1 single puller module and 1 single sender module. So we're going to pull from here and send to here. Pull, send. Now this is going to work very slowly. I think I did that backwards. Sender module here, puller module here. pull and then send. Always activate. Does it not know that this is the output? Let's go ahead and put some bone meal in here. So I guess it's not realizing... Oh, no, it is counting up. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and go back to the overworld, make some more speed upgrades for our modular router here. If we can actually click on the bar, speed upgrade. This is just some gold. You can only put 9 in one given thing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Broke the display there a little bit. Nope, wrong tower. Let's go back here. Place our 9 speed upgrades in here. And now this is going to be going as quickly as it possibly can, pulling out the bone meal one at a time. However, modular routers also has a stack upgrade. So if we go to stack upgrade, we can grab one of these. This is going to take stone bricks and bricks. So if we grab some clay, which I don't know if we have much of, we don't. So let's grab 20 clay for now, and then we need stone bricks. So if we grab some stone, we can do this and make stone bricks. Let's go over here and make some regular bricks. Should wait for 20 of them, perfect. Now we can craft the stack upgrades. I think 4 is all you can put in one single stack. Go to end tower, go back to the beyond, and now this should start moving. Yeah. This is going to move significantly quicker than it was. And this is going to hold 65,000 bone meal. So we're definitely set there for now. So we have this all taken care of. Let's go ahead and let's put our drawer over here and our modular router here. We're going to leave the puller upgrade in there, switch the sender module to that block. So now we can actually see this zipping across the map, which is just interesting. I had to go ahead and make ourselves a configuration tool for the functional storage. So I went ahead and did that and locked these drawers. So now only these items can go in here. Now the only downside to this farm is that I need to be within 16 blocks of the spawner in order for it to work. So that is not super optimal. We're going to have to, probably next episode, dive into some more resource collection, because we are going to want to craft. If we go to spawner, we take a look at the apotheosis spawner, and we scroll until we find the conduit. Oh, I passed it. Right there, the conduit ignores players. So this means that players don't need to be nearby. Conduits come from Nautilus shells and Hearts of the Sea. This is a vanilla Minecraft item, which is surprising. You can craft Nautilus shells using fish essence and prismarine essence, and you can craft Hearts of the Sea using prismarine, diamond, squid, and the Nautilus shell. So we can definitely set this up to automatically craft using mystical agriculture. However, we need to get diamond seeds, we need to get prismarine seeds, we need to get squid seeds, and we need to get fish seeds. So I think next episode we are going to go ahead and collect all of that stuff that we possibly can in order to make that seed process possible. But for now, let's go ahead and see if we can't finish off, at least this episode, some automatic bone mealing. So let's go ahead and grab these 3 things here. Turn our magnet back on. Let's go ahead. We've got one more modular router in our inventory. Let's put those modules away. Oh, we actually need the puller. So we are going to pull. And then we are going to need the activator. Activator module, which we already have one. Grab the activator module. This is going to take levers. So let's go ahead and get 2 levers because we need 3 activator modules because there's 3 sides that we're going to be activating. Let's make 6 droppers. We are out of stone. Let's go back in here, make a dropper, make 1 more of those. Let's go ahead here, go here, go here, make 6 dispensers. And now we should be able to make 3 of these. Perfect. So let's go ahead and grab some dirt just to show off what this is going to be capable of. We don't have mystical farmland at the moment. We need to start working towards going... do we have inferium seeds? How do we craft those? Inferium should be a tier 1 seed, meaning that it will need farmland. So we can craft that real quick. How do we craft the seed itself? 1 seed and some inferium essence. So let's grab 3 seeds. Do that. We're going to wrap this like so. Make 3 inferium seeds. Now we need some of this. We need to grab our hoe real quick. Put that back in there, put that in there. Put our 3 dirt in here. Alright, put our hoe back in our inventory. Go to the end tower. Go to here. And now we should be able to, if we set 1, 2, and 3. Actually, let's put this in the front so we can see it. Place our modular router here. We're going to take the puller upgrade and right-click that block. So now it is going to pull bone meal out. And now we need to set our activators. So one of them is going to go... Spread them out. One of them is left. One of them is front. And one of them is right. And we are going to action right-click. And now we just need to put that in there, and that in there. And now this is going to bone meal the botany pots. Bone meal doesn't typically work on inferium seeds. You need the mystical bone meal from the mod. However, because it's a botany pot, the game thinks that you can right-click a botany pot with bone meal. So this is going to infinitely grow inferium essence. And it is going to grow it relatively quickly. So all I need to do is just sit here, turn off our backpack, trash the items we don't care about, put the bones away, put the rib bones away. We can watch everything zip through the system that direction. And we can just watch this happen. So we're going to want speed upgrades for this and stack upgrades. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. At modular. Craft 9 of those. And we'll just get 2 stack upgrades. I don't think we'll need more than that. Go to the end tower. Go to the beyond. Go here and do that. And now this is going to work a lot quicker. I'm not sure. Eco mode disabled. I'm not sure why it has to think so long. Interesting. Look level. Match any. Go ahead and do this. See if that does anything. It does not look like it is. But we are going to be producing inferium essence here quite quickly. Let's go ahead and grab 4. We need 5. Break that, break that, break that, break that. Do that. Place down our botany pots. Grab our pipe wrench. Extract. Grab our modular router. Place it here. Go ahead and place in our farmland and our seeds. And now we'll grab an oak chest, which I've been holding on to. And now this should put Inferium Essence into a chest here. So all I need to do is AFK right here in this spot, watch skeletons die, or watch things zip around, and we now have ourselves a almost AFK farm. Or well, this is an AFK farm in the sense that when I'm physically away from my keyboard, I can be doing something, but unfortunately not while I'm away from the area. So I think that now that we have this taken care of, that is going to do it for the episode. So guys, if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you disliked it, you can dislike it. I don't mind. If there's anything that you'd like to say to me or the other people of YouTube, you can do that in the comment section down below. But for now, I'd like to wish you a good night, or good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon. Whatever it is for you, just have a good day, okay? And be happy. This has been Say-La-Vee. Bye-bye.